Whoever reached out to Caitlin Clark, whether it's Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, and anyone that's heading to the negotiations on Thursday, great choice here because bringing Caitlin Clark on board is telling the fans that, look, we understand Caitlin Clark is a big draw in the WNBA. And without her presence, there's not a lot of eyeballs on this league right now. And having her at the negotiation table, it might not shift things right away, but having her presence will make a difference in my opinion. I don't know by how much, but I do believe it will have a positive effect. When it comes to, the choice here, it's obvious that as you see here, so the players are bringing in the hand that they bite, the same hand that feeds them. They're not lying there. There's reports out there where it's saying that WNBA players are bracing for potential work stoppage ahead of 2026 season due to CBA negotiations. I don't think it's a good idea to have any type of stoppage. And the reason why I believe that is because if you stop the momentum for next season because you don't like what the league is offering you, I think that's going to kill some of your momentum and really some fan bases might walk away for a little bit. And that's going to hurt the ratings as well. Even if you have a Caitlin Clark, you're a league right now that loses an average of $10 million a year. Ever since you've existed, you haven't made a profit whatsoever. You rely on the NBA owners to take care of you and the commissioner of the NBA. Without them, there is no WNBA whatsoever. If the WNBA players are expecting to get any type of incentives or leverage out of this meeting, they need to tamper their expectations. Because remember, this league hasn't made a profit yet. And until they show that the league can survive without the NBA, that they can generate profits, then they're going to be stuck in the same situation with the next CBA deal that comes out. So for me, I think they should look at adding more roster spots and just tempering their expectations when it comes to the increase in salary. If they get an increase, great. But remember, you got to go out there and prove it as well and show the NBA and the owners who are taking care of this league, along with the commissioner, that we can sustain ourselves and that we're moving in a positive direction. It's great you have Caitlin Clark at these meetings. Very important because she's a huge presence. I like the fact that the players will say, you know what, Caitlin Clark is really the main reason why more people are tuning in. And if people want to say, oh, that's not true, well, look at the numbers, it speaks for itself. Doesn't mean other players won't be watched. It's just what the market's asking for right now. But again, if they go into the meeting and say, you know what, we don't like what you guys are saying because we're entitled to more incentives, that is not a good idea. You got to make sure that you set your expectations appropriately. You understand that, look, we're looking at this from a business perspective, and we understand right now this league still has room to grow, and we need to turn a profit. If those conversations are not happening, we might see a lockout. And I don't want that for this WNBA league because that is going to hurt its image. Because if reports come out saying that, oh, players want this and that, fans are going to be like, you can ask for those things. That's great. But you haven't earned it yet, unfortunately. Doesn't mean they don't play hard. Doesn't mean they don't show out in their games. But you can't expect a higher salary or substantially higher when the league hasn't turned a profit yet. Another thing you can focus on is the refereeing. It's very inconsistent. It can be a bunch of WWE refs out there allowing bully ball, players getting pushed around, punched in the face, etc. We see this throughout the league where we've seen Nafisa Collier talk to the commissioner and say, look, let's talk about it. And the commissioner turns her away. Kelsey Plum has said in her press conference, this isn't good. I'm getting hacked out there. You guys see what's going on. Obviously, the foul calls on Caitlin Clark have been egregious and to her teammates as well. So it's happening around the WNBA. That is another thing you can definitely talk about is getting better referees to call these games because there are moments I'm like, yo, that is a flagrant foul or that should result in a suspension. And it's a common foul. And I'm like, how can we take this league serious when the refereeing is egregious? Like you see that in the NBA. If guys like SGA, Luka, Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, LeBron, other big stars in the NBA, the referees, if they see any type of dirty play, the players are getting ejected. They're getting suspended without pay. There are future consequences because the NBA understands we have to protect our superstars. We're trying to protect our image and make sure that the fans understand, look, we understand what you're seeing and we agree with you. If they act like it's not a big deal and they don't put out any suspensions or any fines to those players, fans are going to be really upset. I'm not saying the NBA is perfect, but you notice the difference is the refs aren't perfect with the NBA, but I do notice they protect their superstars and they don't mess around. They don't mess around with that. So with the WNBA, when you have players getting pushed around and bullied and you give them a common foul and you don't suspend them for their actions, it does leave a bad taste in the fans' mouth. And when the commissioner's ignoring it and it's a common conversation going on, not just with Caitlin Clark, I want to stress that this has happened with other big time players and the game's not being called consistent. The players need to bring that up in the negotiations. And if the league wants to ignore them, that's not good. So I think that's another thing you can talk about is like, look at the refereeing going on. It's been really bad. Even Stephanie White said in one of her press conferences, I've mentioned this before during our offseason talks where things need to improve in the WNBA, but nothing gets resolved. So the league is getting more attention, more people are watching. And if you're the commissioner of the WNBA, take notes. Don't ignore this stuff going forward. We've already talked about on this channel with how she's handled certain things. It's very unprofessional how she reached out to Citron and actually messaged Gabby Williams about the All-Star appearance instead of her. Embarrassing. You look at, again, Nafisa Collier calling her out with her concerns about the refereeing, and it seems like the commissioner is not even doing anything about it. That needs to change if this league wants to take that next step. I don't mind physicality, but when you're getting hacked, when you're getting thrown to the ground, it feels more like a wrestling match than actual basketball. The WNBA needs to clean that up. Now, with all that being said, I hope they get some type of traction with between the league and the players, and we don't see a potential lockout because that is not going to be good. It's going to hurt the image. It's going to kill any type of momentum they've been building up to this point. Doesn't mean they haven't made any money yet. We'll see how it plays out after this season. Again, everything happens organically. So the players just got to be realistic with their expectations, but there's a couple of things you can go and talk about and see if you get some type of leverage there and some things moving forward. If you get an increase in your salaries, great. I understand why you want that. I just don't know how much they're going to provide for the women out there. We shall see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear thoughts about a potential lockout in the WNBA after this season and Caitlin Clark attending this meeting on Thursday. And what do you expect out of it? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.